Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with another album review or overview or return to or revisit. These, because there are two of them, two albums by Sparks. The first one, Kimono My House, and also Propaganda, both from 1974. I've still got the cellophane on their records, so don't want to cause too much glare there. I've got these on CD, and I think I can't remember when these remasters came out actually, but it's quite a while ago, and I think they were about £5, I think, Island remasters, and they sound great, and they got a couple of live tracks from the time, I think 1975. But I've always wanted to have them on vinyl, especially as it's only been in recent times where I've started to really, God, where am I? Increase my vinyl collection, really. And these two albums are my favourite Sparks albums. You've got to go back to 1974. Oh, I'll just tell you a little bit about this. Sparks' third studio album peaked at number 4 in the UK album charts. Kimono My House is considered to be one of the genre-leading glam rock albums of the 20th century. Glam rock. I was there at that time, and I don't remember them being seen as a glam rock band on any level. This is 1974, so I'm getting my rock wings at this point. Purple, Sabbath, Zeppelin, that kind of stuff. Having graduated using Status Quo as the bridge from the Sweet, Mott the Hoople, Mark Bolan. So those are the kind of top of the trio I saw as glam. And I saw this as glam because the people playing the music, when they were on top of the pops, had glitter upon their physiogs. Sparks didn't. So I didn't see them as a glam rock band. However, you've got to try and be in this period of time and watching Top of the Pops with your mum and dad on the sofa next to you. Because this period of pop or rock history was all about personalities and identities and literally people doing whatever they wanted to do to stand out, to be different. You know, the sensational Alex Harvey band, David Bowie, Sparks. So they were just part of the fact that, did you see Top of the Pops last night? Did you see that band? Because that is how this album entered my consciousness. Was, I think, coming back from a class, and a couple of my friends said, did you see Top of the Pops, that band called Sparks? This weird guy that just sat there at the keyboards looking really odd, like a mannequin that hadn't been wound up enough. He was the brains, and still is, behind Sparks. This band is still going, but this town ain't big enough for the both of us. That riff, da 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 da. I mean, and the solo, and the great was the Adrian Fish on guitar. It captured everything, and I think that song is a timeless classic from that period. I wouldn't say it was glam rock, but I would say it was. What would I say it is? I'd say it's closer to Roxy music, I suppose. More art rock isn't a thing. If I just made that up, probably. But yeah, they were closer to Roxy music or David Bowie rather than the Sweet. But Amateur Hour was the next single, which was great. But this still sounds quirky, but it sounds really coherent, and it still sounds really relevant now. This particular version is pressed on. Are you ready? It is pressed on caramel, apple, green vinyl. Caramel, apple, green vinyl. Do you want to know what that looks like? In case you go down the route I've gone down. There's a picture of the band in this sleeve with all the lyrics on the back. Stand by. If you like custard, you have to supply your own. But here it is. Caramel, apple, green vinyl. Okay, so in the same year, not it's been 5 years since our last album, in the same year, Propaganda appeared. Now, I know a lot of my friends preferred this one. To me, this was kind of it wasn't as catchy or as coherent to me as the first one. Although listening to it now, my fondness to it has grown a lot. Whereas on the first one, Kimono My House, there isn't anything that has changed in my perception of it. I think in this one, there are a couple of things, or is it just one thing? Yeah, Reissues, which is one of the tracks on side 2. That one doesn't sound as pleasing to my ears as it did back then. But everything else, Propaganda, At Home, At Work, At Play, Reinforcements, RC, Don't Leave Me Alone With Her. Which was the other one? Why don't the kids, Bon Voyage, etc. Yeah, exactly. Don't Leave Me Alone With Her. It's one of my favourite tracks on it. I'm really pleased to have them both. To me, this is Sparks. I know there's quite a few people out there who are really massive Sparks fans who are saying, Phil, it's the next one. No, but this year, 1974. This one got to number 9 in the charts, and it features the singles Never Turn Your Back on Mother Earth, Something for the Girl, as mentioned, and also With Everything At You, obviously seen as one of the highlights, but as I say, it's one of the tracks that I'm not so sure about. And it's pressed on, you ready? It is pressed on Maelstrom blue vinyl. What does that look like? It looks like this. Here we go, everybody. That's Maelstrom blue vinyl. Now, both of these albums have been licensed to the Demon Record Group, and they're great pressings, and I just always wanted them. I'm one of those people that I might go for eBay to try and find an original pressing for some things, but literally going to search for something that was 50 years old. And a lot of the fans who bought this originally may not have been album music fans. What I'm trying to say is these are albums that probably went to parties. These are albums that probably were bought by people who bought lots of singles. They probably have not been looked after as much as you might think. So this is a much safer bet. And I think they're great. So it's been licensed from Universal. It's out Demon Records, both of them. Propaganda from late 1974, and from earlier 1974 is Kimono My House. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support. Remember, music is the healer and the doctor. Please become a patron. Support Now Spinning Magazine. We've got tons of stuff coming up. Take care. Keep spinning those discs, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon.